Welcome back to some Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today? What we're going to do today? We'll do what we usually do every day. Wait, how does the quote go? The Pinky Brain quote? I completely butchered it. Do what we do every day. Pinky tried to take over the world. Something like that, I don't know. Pinky Brain is a bit older than me. Let me think, when did it come out? It probably came out when I was like 2 or something, maybe even younger. And the brain. Hello there everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 4:50 PM on Monday, August 17th, 2020. Nothing to speak of today. Okay, never mind, it first appeared in 1993. But I was -4, I guess, so that's much younger than I thought. Maybe it started displaying in UK at different times. I definitely watched it on TV before. Maybe it was like reruns. Or maybe I watched some of these later seasons which came out when I was like 1. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Well, that's probably why I don't know the quote oh so well. I'm still sort of aware of it. Animaniacs though. I don't know what we had in our inventory, so I guess we'll sort of run around giving out fruit presents and do our usual water flowering while I talk about absolute rubbish for about half an hour. So what was I doing just before then? Ooh, that's a really pretty harp. I've never seen this before. It must be expensive though. I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp, but it's a bit of an inconvenient instrument, I'd imagine, to bring around. It's rather large and expensive, probably. That's not an elephant one. We do need to buy one of these anyway, though. I'll buy it. And we will buy a shovel, a chevalier. And, of course, we'll buy some wrapping paper. Yeah, I've always wanted to learn how to play the harp. Never did, though. You might ask, hey, dear darling, what instruments can you play? Well, random viewer, I'll let you know that I can play piano and violin. I played piano to grade 8 and I played violin to grade 6. I also played recorder for a little bit. I don't know if I can still play the recorder. I still remember like some of the finger positions to play the recorder and all that stuff, but didn't do any grades of that. Are grades a thing in America? I actually don't know. Hold on. Musical grades USA, because we have like a British board like the ABRSM, which I don't know, something British Royal something music, Society of Music. Let's see what it stands for actually. Associated Board of Royal Schools of Music, which is a registered exam board in examinations board in UK, which is what we use to basically judge our grade system, I suppose. Grade 8 being the highest grade. It goes from grade 1 to grade 8. Music examination in USA. It doesn't seem to have it listed here. Maybe are music grades somewhat standardized around the world? No, they're not always standardized. How is it in America? I don't know. I'm trying to find out, but Google's not being very helpful right now. We've got a lot of our villagers out and about, enjoying the summer sun. Oh, what do you think about Roscoe? So I'm trying to read about this. As mentioned, USA has different boards for different states? Really? Living on this island ain't bad. But I've been thinking I might just put up stakes here and move. Sure, I got lots of friends around these parts, but I wonder what's out there for me on other islands. Doesn't the idea of a brand new place set your heart to race in? Don't make me decide if Roscoe should go or not. We've got his painting, and he's been here long enough. Like, I don't want to keep him here if he's got other sites. Because he was around a move-in, but I guess it does. Roscoe, thank you for being here all this time, but it's time for you to move on because that's what you want to do. You've got a whole world to explore out there, Roscoe. I don't want to keep you here in Fawnhollow for ages. Thanks for your support, kiddo. Now I can leave all this behind with no regrets, humbug. You've been great, and I hope you go on living a great life here after I move on. See you around, maybe. I also hope you have a great life, Roscoe. Living as you will. Roscoe is a surprisingly popular person. You know? I think I mentioned this before. Some of my most popular videos, I think probably my most popular videos are always the ones where a villager moves in. So like, I think Vivian might be the top one. Maybe it's Eric, I can't remember. Roscoe is also kind of up there. A lot of people love Roscoe. I don't blame you, Roscoe's a fantastic person. Oh, it'd be sad to see him go, but we've had plenty of great memories of Roscoe. And plus he looks super dapper now. So wherever he moves off to, he'll carry the mark of Fawnhollow fashion, not Fawnhallow. Hello Nest, I'm getting confused with Hollow Knight there. So yeah. And of course, with Roscoe going out, we can find some new friends and new faces to populate Fawnhollow. But it's okay, we don't have to talk about that yet. Because he's not leaving till tomorrow. I'm trying to read about musical board examinations and all this. I didn't realise in USA they had different ones for each state. That sounds absurd to me. How do you standardise it then? It's not, well, I guess it's not standardised. Let me assert that people in USA have no idea what music grades or music examinations are because we have no such system? Really? Oh, okay. Well, for those of you in America, and for countries without music board examinations, let me explain to you what music board examinations are. Basically, when you start learning an instrument, it's exactly the same. It's just like a usual examination you'd go through for like learning any subject. But this time it's specific to an instrument. So for example, if you started learning piano, once you start learning a while, once you learn your scales, you can start going for grade 1. You can start trying to pass a grade 1 examination. And grade 1 examination is the first examination. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., all the way up to 8. Now, not obviously, but you don't have to do the previous ones to do the next one. So, for example, you could just start at grade 6 examinations if you were really that good somehow, naturally. I don't think that's how a good idea. Hold on, I just heard a weird noise. Let me check something. Be right back for a second. Oh, I'm back. Wake up switch. Yeah, it was nothing really. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about musical grades, wasn't I? Oh yeah, I was reading a bit more of this, the one about America. I can't, they just don't have grades. Wow. I know, yeah, I was explaining what grades were. That's right, it's just basically like, you just want to see how good you are. Or find a certification of proof of showing that you've achieved a certain capability with a musical instrument. From grade 1 all the way to grade 8, and then once you get past grade 8 you can get into like diplomas or stuff. I don't know, I've never done any of those because I couldn't be bothered. I was lazy. Is a nicest way I can put it. Excuse me, I was not digging in that direction. So yeah, you might ask, oh, well, what do you have to do to get a certain grade examination? And well, all the exams kind of follow the same basic route. Well, actually, it might be different for different instruments, but this is what it's like for piano and... Was it like this for violin as well? I actually can't remember. It's been quite a while since I've done any musical grades. You basically prepare 3 different pieces, musical pieces, which, you know, it can be from like 3 to 5 minutes-ish. There's an official book released every year by the ABRSM, showing which pieces are, for example, valid, I suppose, which ones will be examined on. They release a book, and in that book there's like, ooh, we got another red. So close to getting blue rose, so close. What was I saying? I don't even remember. Oh, yeah, in that book, yeah, you need to perform 3 pieces. And they need to be a piece on section A, section B, and section C. I'm not quite sure what the difference between the sections are. I think they're divided up by like musical categories. So like A will be like very old pieces, very traditional pieces, and B might be somewhere in the classical to romantic period, and then C tend to be much more modern, very different pieces. Much more experimental, not experimental, but you know, like less traditional pieces or something, maybe. That might not be true. I don't really know, actually. I never really thought about why there are different sections. But anyway, you do that. And you need to perform those 3 songs. And then those 3 songs are rated on a scale of 1 to 30, depending on how well you perform them. And to get the minimum mark for passing, well, to get an expected mark for passing, so the passing mark would be 20 out of 30 for that one. Which feels a bit like top heavy, doesn't it? Like, why make 20 out of 30? Why not make it like 15 out of 30 as a pass mark, and then, you know, just scale everything accordingly. 20 just seems too high, but you know, big numbers feel nicer, maybe? I don't know if that's true. Or at least, I don't know if that's reasoning. I can't imagine so. Vivian just walking around. None of these have fruits. I guess we'll just go to the fruit. Oh, hold on. got a purple rose here. Nearly missed it. So yeah, you do that. You do your free pieces. When you do it with piano, of course you play it by yourself. When you do it with violin, you can have someone. You can have well, in my case, my violin teacher came in and did the piano accompaniment part for me, because the violin ones weren't just by themselves, they have piano accompaniment parts as well, which is interesting. I never really thought about how... Is that interesting, or is that weird? Because technically, musical is like... It's hard to be 100% obviously objective with music, because it's not. It's a form of art, right? So, couldn't you kind of be influenced by... If you had like a really good piano accompaniment teacher, you'd just be like, wow, this person's so good at violin. I never really thought about that, but anyway. You do that, you play your 3 pieces, and then the next section is, actually, that might not be the section you do first now I think about it. In fact, I think that's not the section you do first. I think this section's the one you do first, you do your pieces afterwards. It's the scales and arpeggio section, where they'll be like, can you demonstrate for me F harmonic minor or something? And you just have to perform that scale for them. So you go like da 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 da. That's not minor now. Think about it. Da 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 da. Something like that. I'll give you like I can't actually remember how much I give you, but as you go up in grades, they get harder and harder. Because let me think. I think in grades 1 to 3, maybe you only had to play the major versions of a scale, and then maybe it's grade 4 to 6. These numbers might not be exactly right because I can't remember. It's been ages. From 4 to 6, you had to do one of the minor versions. You had to do either the melodic minor version or the harmonic minor version. Most people do harmonic ones because it's easier. It's basically just you know, like happy chord versus sad chord. Major versus minor. The harmonic versus melodic differences, I don't know the history behind it. Also, who's our visitor for today? It's Red! I didn't even notice. I completely forgot today is a Monday. The harmonic versus melodic differences. The melodic one is... Let me think. Compared to the major scale, the minor scales have a different 3rd note, and the melodic scales have the same 6th and 7th note, but when you go back down, they have a different 6th and 7th note. And then for the minor scale, the harmonic version is the usual. 6th and 7th is different, usually. That's poorly explained. Basically, melodic, the way you go up is different from the way you go down, and harmonic it's the same. Why? It just is, I suppose. We're gonna get open Animal Crossing Art Wiki and see what we got going on. Let's see, we got Girl with Pearl Earring. That actually looks like a legitimate version. We got The Wave. I don't even know who this is, Nefertiti or something. Is that like a ferret? I don't know. This one's always authentic, so this one's authentic, noted. This one is also authentic, okay. Okay. Star-shaped, or is it... This one looks fake. It's hard to tell, though. I also think we already have a wistful painting. This one is also authentic. Okay. Sculptures. I don't know. The forge has a statue is an earring where a genuine statue does not. Okay, so this one is forged. So we got this one and this one. I think we've already bought this one. I should have made a list of all the art pieces. That's something to do. I don't think we've bought this one before. Now, how confident am I? Confident enough that I'm just going to buy it. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll get Benedict in here to buy this other one for me. I know what a lot of other people do is they make other characters in the game just so they can buy more things from Red, but what can you do? I kind of wish it was the same as previous versions where he guaranteed always had one authentic painting. And only one. Because, you know, then you get you don't get as much fear of missing out and all that. Anywho, we're talking about ABRSM grades. So yeah, you do your scales. Then I can't remember. At some point they start asking you for arpeggios in the grade system. I don't remember which grade that is. Also, at some point you had to learn both of two different minor versions of scales. I don't know, scales are kind of easy, but they're just sort of like finger exercises, if anything. They're straightforward. No need to worry about them. You just learn them and then you're good. And they're a good way to warm up your fingers before you start practicing. So you got that, and then what do you do? And then I think it's a sight reading section, which is honestly always will be and always has been my worst section. You basically get a small piece put in front of you, and you just have to play it. You get like a few minutes to read it or something, or not read it. Actually, maybe you don't get any time to read it. You just sort of have to play it. I can't remember exactly, something like that. But you're basically expected to be given the piece and just play it, like, decently well. I was atrocious at sight reading, by the way, so I don't even know how I passed any of my grades with my sight reading being so awful, or passed any of my sight reading. I can't remember any of my results. I will tell you that I basically just passed every single grade I did. I never failed, which is, you know, fortunate, I suppose, because it costs money to, I think, enlist the examinations. Did it? Maybe it didn't. It probably did. But I will say I passed by the skin of my teeth in nearly every single one towards the later stages. Like, in the early grades I got like, it's out of like 150 and 100 as a pass. In the early stages I got like 110s, almost 120s maybe. I'm not sure if I've ever got a merit before. And then later ones, like, I passed my grade 8 piano on like exactly 100, I think. So by the skin of my teeth. So yeah, that's the sight reading part. In the early grades, it's pretty short, pretty easy. In later grades, it's like, I don't know. For me, I was like, this is impossible. How am I meant to sight read this? I don't know. Some people can just do it. It's something you got to practice. I think it's probably because I like never practiced it, so I was always really terrible at it. I was too lazy. I was like, it's not fun. I don't want to learn. I don't want to sight read stuff. So I didn't. And then you have the oral section, which is basically sort of like testing a little bit of your musical knowledge and awareness, stuff like that, you know. It'd be like, they'll play a piece and they'll be like, oh, what sort of period do you think this came from? And you'd be like, oh, it's Baroque, or it's classical, or it's romantic, or modern. And they'll be like, why? And you'd be like, oh, because of a continuous usage of a pedal is very reminiscent of a romantic-esque period, aren't they? Or you'd be like, oh, the time signature. I don't even remember. I don't think those are legitimate things you could say, because it's been so long. I can't remember like the actual words you had to say and stuff. I don't know. That became rote memorization for me. It wasn't like I actually understood what I was saying, to be honest, which kind of defeats the point of it, I would argue. But I mean, when you're just gunning to pass the exam, I suppose you don't really care so much about that, which is what I was doing, I suppose. I can't recommend it. If you are someone who does music, why not fully invest yourself in the entirety of the examination? I was gonna say swallow yourself with music. That's not the phrasing I wanted. Surround yourself with music, you know? Embrace it. So you do that. There's some other sections. I think it varies from grade to grade. Like one of the early grade things, some things you got to like clap out with rhythm or something. They start like playing a piece and it'd be like clap along once you know the rhythm, and you'd be like beat, 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 something like that. Or then like another one is like they play like a rhythm like dun 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 dun, and then you had to like clap it back with them, or later on you had to sing it back with them. The singing part was awful because you had to sing in so many of them. And like, there's always like a singing part in the oral ones. The sight singing, oh my god, that's the worst part, is sight reading and singing together. I don't know, I was like, lady, I'm here to know my piano ability. Which I guess, you know, it does make sense to have a little bit of like the history and stuff behind it in an examination. Encourages like people to surround themselves with music and understand it to its core and where it came from, that sort of thing. You understand more depth of it. But I was not good at singing, I can tell you that. Did we also water all the flowers without... Oh no, you know what? I bet we stopped watering the flowers at some point. That seems about right. I just completely forgot. We'll do that then. Yeah, the sight singing part was always really annoying. I was not good at it. And then I felt like there was a part where you had to like memorize, they play a tune and you had to memorize it and then sing it back. I don't remember. Here's a pro tip for any of you UK dwellers, doing musical theory, doing musical examinations. When they ask you to list a composer, I don't know if it's changed from now, but from when I did it, the 4 eras that they could ask you on would be Baroque, Classical, Romantic, or Modern. And my teacher was like, just remember the 4 Bs of composers: Bach, Brahms, Beethoven, and Britten. And those can be your go-to examples. So if you got like a Baroque sounding piece, just be like, sounds like J.S. Bach. You got something that sounds a bit reminiscent of a classical era, you can be like, oh, I think that could be something written by Brahms, perhaps. You got something that sounds romantic, you'd be like, Beethoven, for sure. You got something that's a bit modern, be like Britten. I don't even know who Britten is. Like, I've at least heard the others and played some of their pieces. I don't know who Britten is, to be honest. But I don't know, he's done well enough for himself that my piano teacher knows him. So, that's something. So yeah, there's your hot tip. That will probably apply to about, let's say, 0.1% of the world's population. Probably even less than that, to be honest. Let's see, 0.1%, that would be... How many people? Like 8 billion people in the world? Be like 8 million, it'd be like 800,000, that's still too high. Probably be like 8,000 people. No, 80,000. So like 0.001, right? Doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. I'm just spouting nonsense. So yeah, those are the part that make up the musical theory examinations. And yeah, I did it. I did grade 1, then I skipped a grade, I did grade 3, and then I skipped a grade and did grade 5, and then I skipped a grade and did grade 7, and then I can't skip another grade because there's only grade 8 left to do, and I did grade 8, and there we go. I did it more when I was very young. I started piano when I was like 3 or something. And I finished grade 8. Let me think. I was 13? 12 maybe? Let me think. It was definitely during the start of secondary school. Actually, it might have been year 7, so I was probably 12. I think. When I did my grade 8 piano. And then grade 6 was probably around GCSE. I don't know, I quit violin because I didn't enjoy playing music anymore. It very much became about the examinations. I didn't enjoy it anymore. Like, I enjoyed it when I was younger, in theory. And I had 2 piano teachers in my time. My first one, I won't obviously name her because that seems a bit rude. She was okay. I didn't super like her or anything. In fact, I kind of was scared of her for a lot of it, so could have been better. Probably discouraged me a lot from when I was younger. And then by the time, around grade 5 or so, I switched to a different piano teacher. I don't remember why, to be honest. He was actually pretty good. I wish I had him from the beginning. Maybe he would have sparked a bit more passion in me about music and all that. Nowadays, I'm just like, oh, I do quite like music, but, you know, I'm so out of practice. I got a piano over here to my left, and I just can't be bothered to play it. There's not enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. Well, there would be if I was more efficient at organising my time, which I'm a pretty efficient and organised person. It's hard to do it. Especially when you do so many things as having to record, like, a couple of hours of YouTube videos each day. It would be good if I just woke up, instantly did everything I needed to do. You know, that's something I aspire to be. Robotic efficiency. So yeah, when I start violin, I don't know. He was really cool, that piano teacher. I kind of wish maybe I did with diplomas and stuff. No, I kind of wish I just had more passion for piano. I definitely shouldn't have skipped through all the grades as rapidly as I did. I mean, it was cool to be like, ooh, I'm in grade 12. No, I'm in year 7 and I've done all the grades. That was like a bit pointless, no one cares. And also, I like barely passed. So people who probably were lower grades than me probably played with more passion and enthusiasm than I did. And contrary to popular belief, piano was something I wanted to do by my own accord. It wasn't something, the stereotype, of course, with Asian parents being like, you must learn how to play piano. No, I don't know, I think my sister was having piano lessons. I don't know if my sister was encouraged to do piano or whatever. And I was like, I want to learn how to play piano, and I did. That was about it. I don't remember, because I was like 3. I mean, you expect me to remember things from when I was 3? I remember very little from when I was 3. So there you go. Violin was also something I wanted to learn. I was like, oh, violins are really cool. Seems like a really cool instrument. I want to learn how to play it. And then I played it, and I was like, it's kind of cool, but it's not my sort of thing. I much prefer piano, to be honest. I would like to learn how to play harp, though. It seems cool, but oh well. I think piano is good enough for me. I really should get back into it. Maybe I could do like my own piano videos or something once I get good enough again. That would be an amusing thing to upload. A musical channel. You know what I always wanted to learn was singing, but I just never had the confidence, I think, to do it. If I was to learn an instrument now, absolutely be singing. I get singing lessons. Singing just sound kind of cool. You don't need to carry around an instrument to learn about it, right? To perform it, right? You can just do whenever. I mean, it's never too late to learn singing, to start singing lessons. I mean, maybe right now it's a bit tenuous or lockdown and all that, but still. In the future. Something to look forward to. And then maybe I'll start a musical YouTube channel. And then, I don't know, I'll pop off. I'll become the next greatest pop star. Obviously never going to happen. Don't put your hopes up. Don't put my hopes up. Or anything of that ilk. Do we water over flowers? I actually don't remember. If we didn't, we didn't. No one's in their home. It makes it very difficult to give out presents, you know. I think Rowan is. Oh, hello, Vivian. Just about to start working out, were you? I was trying to think back to grades. So yeah, that's a grade system in music. Oh, you know, another thing is there are theory examinations that you can do for every single grade, I believe. It's only once you get to grade 5 on certain... I'm not sure if it's every instrument or maybe it's just certain instruments. You had to... If you want to do grades above grade 5, you had to pass grade 5 theory. Which I did pass, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to do the other grades. I don't really remember much from my time. I just remember I finished really early and I spent forever checking it and I got really bored. Because, I mean, I was pretty good academically. I could finish exams pretty quickly. In my earlier years, at least. So, you know, checking's kind of boring. You just read through it like 8 times. And you're like, ugh, I'm bored. And I remember I sat next to this other, like, Chinese kid, maybe? And we were both really bored. And we looked at each other and we just like, And we, like, stepped on the table, kind of. Not like step, but, you know, like, put your head down. Because we were doing, like, easy peasy grade 5 or whatever. But I remember there were, like, some older kids behind me doing, like, higher grades. I suppose that's if you want to go more into musical composition. Or history of music, probably. You would do that. Do we water these? It appears we did not. So let us water them. I don't even know if we watered the roses, to be honest. I should check that out. We definitely watered the lilies, I think. So we'll carry on watering these then. What was I saying? Yeah, no. I'm just surprised there's no standardised common music grading system in USA or anything. I guess it's just what I'm used to in Britain. It's just like a nice mark of progress. Very nerve-wracking though. Although nowadays if I did, I don't think I'd be so nervous. Probably. I'd have confidence in my abilities. To be honest, I don't get too nervous in exams. I more get nervous for results. Did I water these? I did, okay. Let's check if we water the roses. I think we did. I'm not certain though. But it'd be a bad time to miss out on seems like we did. Especially miss out on a chance to get a blue rose. We're so close. So close I can almost taste it. But anyway. I guess we'll see who else we can give out presents to. There's only Fuchsia left. Who could be in her home, I believe. Which she is. So we'll do that and then we'll round off the episode. I don't know, maybe I should start singing lessons. It seems like something that'd be fun. I'd love to have amazing voice control. To perform great ballads, no sweat, you know. Hit those high notes. Blow everyone away in karaoke. Maybe I should just like start singing lessons in secret or something and just blow everyone away. Be like, wow dear, when did you have such a good voice? So yeah, I don't know. Watch your space. 3 years time I'm going to start that music channel. I'll cover my favourite songs, make my own songs, and launch my music career, obviously. I don't know if that's going to happen. Don't put your money on it. I'd say it's plausible that I start learning how to sing though, or take singing lessons at some point in my life. Just, you know, out of curiosity or whatever. But anyway, what do you think about Savannah? Junebug, I was just thinking it might be fun to play a game. I know. How'd you like to go on a treasure hunt right now? Alright, for you, Savannah. It's going to be difficult because we have so many fossils buried everywhere. But we'll do our best, Savannah. Nah, we know how to play. Presumably it's the same as the one that Axel always does. Start the treasure hunt. If we don't find it, we don't find it. I'm pretty sure this is just a regular old fossil. You know what we'll do? Maybe we should dig up these fossils and then just keep them in our storage as a part of fossils. But they don't stack. Nuisance, isn't it? Oh well. Well, I guess we've got 6 more minutes to talk about music. You know, I was kind of done with that conversation, to be honest, so I don't really have anything else left in the tank to talk about. I don't know. I guess we could talk about recorder. I don't know if it's a common thing in USA. In UK, in primary school at least, it's very common to teach kids how to play recorder. I don't know why. I guess because it's an easy instrument to learn. Straightforward, and it's cheap, probably. So it's easy for schools to provide everyone with some. Yeah, you just get a recorder. If you don't know what recorder is, I suppose Google it. Is it that one? I don't remember seeing that a buried item over here before. Nope, that's a fossil. So yeah, I played recorder for a bit. Some of the girls I remember in my primary school, they did a few grades, maybe up to like grade 5 or so on recorder. I didn't, because I didn't want to, I guess. I don't know why. I can still remember a lot of how to play with recorder though. Like if you cover all the holes, it's D. If you do this shape, it's E. If you do that, it's F, I think. And then that's G, A, B, C. No, that might be D. Hold on. You can't obviously see what I'm doing. I'm just thinking through myself. That's definitely C. And I'm pretty sure that's D. No, that's D. That's E. That's F? No, that's F. That's G. That's A. So that must be B, and that must be high... I'm pretty sure that's high D. Maybe that's C, maybe that's D, I don't know. Maybe I should just look it up, or whatever. But we're kind of in the middle of a treasure hunt. And we're kind of running out of time on this episode. I have not been paying attention. Hopefully I haven't ran past a buried treasure, that'd be quite unfortunate. The timer does stop as soon as we dig it up, doesn't it? I feel like I remember that being the case. So we just gotta find it, which we're having real trouble with right now. Maybe Savannah buried it in this part. Oh, no, that's probably it. Yeah, there we go. I found treasure. Treasure found. Do you think if we dig up all these fossils and just bury them ourselves in one spot, they'll stop them spawning? I don't know. Hello, Savannah. You dug it up before time ran out. Can I have it so I can open it up and show you what's inside? Of course. I mean, I feel like I could open it myself, but, you know, as you wish. A happy tea. Congratulations, it's all yours now. Aw. Thank you, Savannah. Do you want this? A good, delicious old cherry? I don't know. I don't know what fruit's in here. Oh, but if I learn singing, would I have to do singing grades as well? Weird. I don't know. I feel like my voice is too soft and raspy to be good for singing. But anyway, that's not the point. Let's round off this episode here, why don't we? So if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, and subscriptions are greatly appreciated, and I hope we can see each other again. But for now, it's all farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. Do you play any instruments? Let me know.